Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host, David Terr. Today, I'm going to do a special feature. Today's Mother's Day, and I decided to hold off song number 2880. This is one I should have featured 2 weeks ago, but I skipped it deliberately so I could get back to it today. Anyway, the song I'm featuring today is Rainbow Connection by Jim Henson as Kermit the Frog. This was released in this was used in the movie The Muppet Movie, which came out in 1979. It was the first of 13 Muppet movies, if you can believe that. I never saw this one. I did see one of them about a month ago. I saw the one, I think it was one of the most recent ones. It was the one where there was a evil Russian twin of Kermit that they used to disguise. This bad guy was using to disguise himself as Kermit. It's kind of funny. Tina Fey was in it as a Soviet, I guess, bodyguard. It was a funny movie, but I never saw the original. But anyway, yeah, I guess I'll give you a little bit of background since I'm already doing that. So, Kermit the Frog, he got started a long time ago. Yeah, here's a movie poster for the Muppet movie. But anyway, the creator of Kermit the Frog was this guy here, Jim Henson, and he goes way back. I mean, he created Kermit the Frog and I guess some other Muppets back in 1955. And Kermit first appeared in a show. Here's Kermit, by the way. I'm sure you guys all know what he looks like, because he's been in a lot of popular culture. But the first show he starred in was called Sam and Friends. This was back in 1955. I was surprised when I learned this. I learned this maybe 5 years ago. I thought the Kermit had originated on Sesame Street because that was the first place I saw him. And of course, Sesame Street, we all know about Street. I grew up with it. I started in 1969. My sister liked this show a lot. She was a year and a half younger than me. It was too way too elementary for me. I was already 7 years old when it first came out, and I didn't learn anything from it really. But it was an entertaining show. All the Muppets, they had tons of Muppets on this show, and I'm sure at least, probably you've all seen the show at least once. And it was an entertaining show. Then, the Muppets were entertaining. Everybody loves the Muppets. And, so yeah, so Kermit went from Sam and Friends to Sesame Street, and then they had the Muppet Show, which came out, I believe, in 1976. I remember when this came out too. And it was a bunch of new Muppets. I don't think there were very many. I think Kermit may have been the only Muppet from Sesame Street, or even from before. They introduced a whole bunch of new Muppets on the Muppet Show, including Kermit's sidekick, Miss Piggy. I don't know if they were supposed to have some kind of love affair going on. I don't know what was going on with Kermit and Miss Piggy. I didn't watch this show that much. I think she was a love interest of his, even though they were different species. But whatever, it's fiction. But what else can I say about the Muppets and Jim Henson? Not too much. I mean, but I'm gonna do a Mother's Day sing along in a minute. I'm gonna sing along with Kermit. You guys can join me too if you want. But before I do that, I want to say a few things about my mom, because this is dedicated to my mom. Her name's Lenore, by the way, Lenore Terr. She's 88 years old. She's lost just about everybody in her life she's ever been close to. My dad passed in January, and you know, um, I feel bad for her because I'm her only remaining child. She lost, like I said, almost everybody she's been close to her whole life. My sister died 15 years ago in a car accident, tragic car accident. She had two siblings. They both died of cancer. She had a sister who died at age 31 of cancer of the liver back in 1972. Her brother, who was one of the nicest people I ever met in my life, my Uncle Robert, he died 3 years ago, 2021, which is very tragic. I guess there's a lot of cancer on my mom's side of the family. She has cancer too, unfortunately. But my dad's side's been luckier. I don't know. There's not too much cancer on my dad's side. But what can I say about my mom? I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail. She's a very amazingly successful woman. She was one of the first successful female psychiatrists in the world, really. I mean, she got a degree, a medical degree, I think in like 19, I don't know the exact year. It was around the time I was born. I think she got her MD around 61, 62, and she's been practicing as a child psychiatrist ever since. So, like, she still practices an hour a day, and so she's been doing it for over 60 years. And my dad was a doctor too. He got started in 1957. So they were both amazingly successful people. I was never interested in medicine myself, even though my parents had hoped that I would become a doctor too. I can't even stand to see pictures of the inside of the human body. So there's no way in hell I could have ever been a doctor. But I am a mathematician. I am a math genius. I got good genes from my family. I think I got my math genius from my dad's side of the family, by the way. I don't know what I got from my mom. I know I got her taste in sour fruit. She likes sour fruit, and I do too. And she likes gourmet cheese, and I think I got that from her. I probably got some other traits from her I didn't even know about. But like I said, I don't want to say too much negative about her. Uh, Other than to say that my life was just incredibly difficult growing up. She was a control freak, not just with me, with pretty much everybody in her life. But there was some good that came out of that. I mean, I get exposure to a lot of very important things in life, a lot of education, a lot of art, a lot of culture. And my parents always had money, so I was never struggling. I was always provided for. Um, and I guess the biggest problem with my mom and me is we never really saw eye to eye. I mean, we're very different. I'm on the spectrum. I have Asperger's syndrome. I don't relate naturally to other people. It used to be much, much worse when I was young. I didn't even have any friends as a kid. And my mom tried very hard for me to, learn how to interact with people. It didn't come natural to me. I gradually learned over the years. I ended up using other parts of my brain, which I think most people on the spectrum do, to relate to other people. I didn't have the natural wiring in my brain to be able to do that like most neurotypicals, but I did eventually end up learning how to do that. And I guess I've learned to appreciate my mom a lot more over the years. I've been able to, not just my mom, but other people in general. When I was young, I just didn't relate to other people in general. And, being an Aspie, I see a lot of things a lot of other people don't see. I see a lot of the beauty of math. I see a lot of the beauty of math and logic and its necessity in our society. And, if we're not careful, we're gonna suck ourselves up. I think we already are with climate change and with corporate greed. And if we're not careful, we're gonna destroy the planet. So I think we need Aspies like me and probably a lot more to get people to do the right things. Enough of that. But as far as my mom goes, yeah, I do love my mom. I guess I didn't even know what love was most of my life. I don't think I really learned the meaning of true love until just a few years ago. I mean, I did have a girlfriend I was very close to for about 10 years. I'd say I was more in love with her than I've been to anybody else in my life. And, um, I'll keep her semi anonymous. Her first name's Tatiana. Um, Wonderful woman. She grew up in the Soviet Union. I met her in 1997 on a hike. She had already moved to the United States in 1992, and we had a wonderful romantic relationship for about 10 years, and we're still friends, even though she has another boyfriend now. But I learned some things about love from her. Maybe I've never really, really been in love. I think there's different levels of love. I guess I've never really had true love with a woman, but who really has and who really can even define love? Enough of that. I don't want to get into that too much. But I do love my mom. What I understand about love, I can safely say now that I do love my mom. I do love you, Mom. I want you to know that. I know we've had a lot of rough times in the past, but you're a wonderful woman. You're an amazing woman. You're very, very smart, very, very successful. Not only that, she's an amazing pianist. She could have been a concert pianist. The only reason my mom didn't become a concert pianist is she had too much stage fright. But she's one of the best pianists I've ever met. She can hear a song, and once she knows the melody, she can play it on the piano without looking at any music, play all the chords. Pretty amazing. I've never met practically anybody in my life who can do that. I can't do anything like that. I mean, I guess she doesn't understand Schwartz-Christoffel transformations or fiber bundles, but she doesn't have to, and I don't have to be able to play the piano the way she does. So, like I said, we're different, but I do love you, Mom, and this song is going out to you. And I guess I want to explain why I decided to put this particular song on for you for Mother's Day, Rainbow Connection. Well, it's a lot like what I've been talking about. We have to have that special connection. Maybe I've never figured out how to have the rainbow connection with you, Mom. But I understand what Kermit's singing about in this song. What I guess the writers of this song, Paul Williams and William Asher, what they kind of meant by this song. I guess I want to say a little bit more about the song before I sing it. Uh, I the meaning was lost on me. When it came out in 1979, I really didn't think much of this song. I was never a big fan of the Muppets when I was a kid. I didn't really like Sesame Street. I didn't like the idea of the Muppets. And it is a beautiful song, but it was re-recorded many, many times after Jim Henson's original version, which was featured in the Muppet movie. That was 79. And then I'll just give you some other artists who had not hit versions, but also recorded some big name. Dozens of artists re-recorded this song, but I'll just name a few. So in 1980, Judy Collins and the Carpenters both had remakes. In 1994, Kenny Loggins sang a version. In 2004, the Dixie Chicks came up with a beautiful version of this song. Only about a year ago, one of my friends on Facebook showed me a link to the Dixie Chicks version of the song on YouTube. And I watched their version and I almost cried. I mean, it's a beautiful song, but like I said, the meaning was completely lost on me through Kermit. I just couldn't relate to it with a Muppet singing it. Go figure. And then some other artists recorded. 2005, Johnny Mathis. 2015, Gwen Stefani. 2021, Barbara Streisand. I didn't even know she's still singing, but those are just a few people who sang this song. And it's a beautiful song. It's about making this special connection. It's kind of based on the belief that, we don't just live in a completely material world, that there's things we don't know about, there's things in the universe we don't understand yet. And we have to kind of make the rainbow connection with those things. I guess that what most of us would call magic, the voices that call the young sailors, what our wishes that when we wish upon a star, whether or not they get answered. Uh, this song presupposes that some of our wishes do come true, and I believe that too. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get started. Now I'm going to start playing Rainbow Connection by Jim Henson as Kermit the Frog. It's a sing along with lyrics on the bottom. You guys can sing along with me, and please do if you can. Anyway, let's get started. So here goes. I gotta pull the video. Okay. There's so many songs about rainbows. What's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered, wished on the morning star. Somebody thought of that, but someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Get ready for the chord change. Have you been heard asleep? And have you heard voices? For them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls young sailors? The voices be one and the same. Converted too many times to ignore it. Something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La 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 la. La 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 la. Gotta get back here. Well, thank you for watching. You guys rock. And I hope you guys were singing along. And I'll see you guys next time. Happy Mother's Day, Mom, and to all the other mothers out there. See you guys next time.